Hey, folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building. That's right, here for another Winning Wednesdays with my guy, brother, Dr. Coach Claude Hogan II. You got one of them long, like we're about to give a pastoral comment. Well, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. You know, I am living a dream, Claude, because with my platform, Sports Psychology Solutions, I get to call my own shots, and you know about that, being an entrepreneur and a leader yourself. But being able to not only get quality people who can bring something good, but people who are friends of mine, people I have a relationship with, people I've been in the trenches with. We'll touch on that. People who can relate, but more importantly, people who are out here with unequivocal commitment to helping these young people. And you are doing that as a track and field coach with Unleash Speed, your track club, as well as the coaching you do, and just being someone who really cares about young people. Like I said, we've been in the trenches before. From an educational standpoint, dealing with these frontline issues our young people have. That's why I appreciate you responding so well to the idea of coming on board and sharing. So tell me what's going on in your world right now with track and field, and just let the people know who, and I will give you your roles as Dr. Claude Hogan is.
Yeah. Right now, man, I'm just training my track club. Got it going on, man. I'm doing a little one-on-ones, a lot of one-on-ones I do with a lot of kids, man, especially in the Lansing area. That's where I grew up. That's where I love. I love Sexton. I love Sexton High School. I love those students there. It's just, and it's my passion, man. It's what this is. This track and field running is what I love to do. Why? Because track showed me that there is more to life than the four corners of my block when I was growing up. All right. Well, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. My mother, I love her to death, man. She taught us strength. I mean, she raised 4 boys on her own. Dude, this stuff was. And that's what made me the strength and endurance of women. You know what I mean? So that's why I earned that kind of respect for more respect for women. The strength my mom had. But man, track and field or running in general and sprinting has never let me down. My passion has never let me down. You know what I mean? No matter what I was going through in my life, when I turned to track or I went and ran to get the stress away from me, that's what it did for me. That passion, and I just want to tell everybody out there, man, if you have a passion, dude, go after it. Do it. I tell my students all the time, whatever find your passion, it'll become your impetus. It'll be that thing that pushes you, that motivates you. It's become your why, you know, and it'll never, ever let you down. It may take 10 years, 5 years, 20 years for you to, I guess, get some kind of money from it. But I'm telling you right now, if you never give up on your passion, it'll never let you down. Because running and track, when I was stressed throughout my life, I went and ran. And of course, stress is a good stress relief. You know, it's a great metaphor for life, man. Track and field, stay in your lane, always look forward, finish strong, you know. And so it's just something I love. It's easy for me to do. And I know like a cliche, find something you love. It won't feel like work, but it's true. You know, when I'm feeling frustrated, I'm going through some things or whatever, I go coach, or I go train, dude, it just goes away. You know what I mean? I feel better. It's like it's euphoric because it's like when I run. When I get done, I'm feeling relieved. I'm stressed. There's no stress. I just feel good, you know. And I love joking with the kids. You know, I don't have a lot of I don't have a big circle of friends. You know, maybe 2 or 3 folks. You know, but
hey, that might be a good thing.
yeah. And those kids, I don't like drama, but those kids, dude, that's who I joke with. That's who I laugh with. I can be a kid with them again. You know what I mean? Because I had a pretty serious life. You know what I mean? So now that I'm retired a little bit, I can actually have fun. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing right now in my life.
I like that. I want to talk more about your very unique background. But before I do that, I want to shout out to Coach Kevin Marshall, representing Saginaw Bridgeport. Shout out to Kevin Marshall. He said that they have a young lady who's won back-to-back state championships there, a junior who won the 100 and the 200 last week. I don't know if she's on your radar. Maybe, Kevin, you can shout her name out. And I know we got to shout out Boom Hawkins too over at East Lansing, doing some good things. So I know you know about the track community, what's going on, but just give people a little bit more background about you. I talk about you, Dr. Hogan, and a lot of your unique work you did. And I know when we were working with the young people, a lot of things you accomplished was so far over their head that they couldn't relate to. but I give you kudos for being patient with them by just showing them that there's more that black men in particular can accomplish. So talk about your life prior to us meeting, and what kind of put you to the point where you can be retired and just spend your time rooting for Ohio State University programs.
OH, baby. All right, so go Bucks and go nuts, right? But my life, man, I wasn't like going back to high school, man. I wasn't a big party person. You know what I mean? I didn't go to parties a lot. I didn't hang out. This wasn't my thing, you know. So I spent a lot of time at Francis Park in Lansing. On that little, I don't know what it is, little platform that they have out there at Francis Park, and I used to sit there and just think a lot. You know what I mean?
Like that overlooks the river.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes,
very picturesque. Right.
Yep. So I used to sit there a lot, and I used to sneak in there. You know, I used to go there after games, at football games. I remember we had a big game against Grand Ledge. They were like ranked number 1 or 2 or something, top 5 in the state, and we had beat them. They didn't get past like the 50-yard line or something like that. Our defense was killer that year, my junior year at Sexton High School. But they had a party afterwards, man. It wasn't my thing. I didn't go. I went to Francis Park, thought about my life and what I wanted to do and how I was going to get it. And then I started running, and then I got introduced to track. And I see somebody ask a question about how did I fall in love with track. I mean, track found me. You know, I was in my neighborhood. Mikael Cooper, he ran summer track for Capital City, and with Lonnie Marshall. And so I went out, ran track, liked it. I think it was. I don't know if I loved it at that time. I think I just did it because my friends were doing it.
What grade level were you? How old were you then?
I was going to I was after my 8th grade year. It's the summer going into my 9th grade year.
So let me ask you a question about that really quick. And by the way, Coach Marshall told us that the young lady's name is Shania Madison is her name. Back-to-back state champion in the 100 and 200. And shout out to my guy Kyra Jefferson, was running with Nike. She's going to be in Eugene coming up meeting. Oh yeah, I got to tell you about KJ. She's been one of the young ladies.
Congratulations to her. Congratulations,
yeah. Exactly. But so the reason I was asking about age is because, particularly in the inner city, we battle with the 2 main sports, basketball and football. So if you're not trending towards one of those, like everything else seems to be an afterthought. Is that a fair assessment? Not that it's right, but just kind of how people look at things sometimes?
Yes, sir. I would like to. I totally agree with you, only because that's all I see. Track athletes, they play football or they do basketball. Or I go to schools when I sub, and I ask kids, like, okay, kids, what do you guys want to do when you get older? They always say, young black kids always say, basketball. I want to play NBA or NFL. And I'm always like, so now I got to the point where I'm like, okay, tell me what you want to do in your life. You can't talk about sports.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Tell me what you want to do in your life. You can't be a professional basketball player. You can't be a professional football player. You know what I mean? Not that I don't believe it and that they will be able to achieve those things. It's just that the reality is, come on. You know what I mean? There's millions and thousands of people out there that are 6'4", run 4.3s and 4.2s. You know what I mean? But the reality is, will you have the mental capacity to actually get to that level? You know what I mean?
And let me throw something in there real quick as we do that. And you can use this. You can say you got it from your homeboy. What I tell them when we talk, because just like you had the same conversation, say, I'm not here to be a dream killer. I'm here to be a dream clarifier. So throw that at
I like that. I like that.
Because that way you're not, poo-pooing on them, but you say, hey, let's flesh this out a little bit more. So I give that to you to use. But you said a perfect transition when you talk about the mental aspect of it. And I didn't mean to stop you while you were on that.
No, it's okay.
I had that.
It's all right. But so going back to when I was younger and whatnot, 8th grade is when I track, and that year we went to this is when I knew I wanted to go to college. I can tell you that. When I said earlier about track showed me the more than the 4 corners of my block. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I went to AAU, the Junior Nationals or Junior Olympics they call it, and it was in Tennessee that year. We stayed on campus. During that time, we could stay on campus, and then in their
University of Tennessee, volunteers.
Yes, University of Tennessee. Me, Mikael Cooper, Greg Richardson, and Sterling Jones, our relay team, we all jumped the fence at University of Tennessee on their football field, ran down that field, and I looked up. They checkered field, they touchdown. You got checkered field there. Dude, I looked up and was like, dang, I want to go to college.
You had a moment. Then, you had a moment.
Yes, I had an aha moment. That was my aha moment. You know what I mean? And that was when I started going to Francis Park. That's when I started thinking about other things. That's when I started thinking about, okay, how can you get, what is college? You gotta remember back then there was no internet, none of that stuff. So I'm reading
Let me
encyclopedias.
stop you. Let me stop you, Claude. Let me stop you. You had an aha moment, but then you came back to reality. But what about the things that normally challenge you to strip your dreams when you come back? You know how we'll be in the clouds and then down because of negativity, toxicity. Is it fair to say that? How did you navigate that little space right there?
That's a personal thing. I think it's real personal too because it involves family. You know what I
I
mean?
understand, bro. I understand.
All I cared about was somebody. I always wanted people to be proud of me. You know what I mean? At that young age, I wanted my mom to be proud of me. You know what I mean? So I get back. So now, mind you, before this track meet, I go back to my mom. I'm like, "Hey, mom, I made it to junior nationals." You know what? I'm not going to even say it. I'm not doing that. All right. So I wanted people to believe in me, and when people stopped believing in me, I took it upon myself to believe in myself. You see what I'm saying? If you're not going to believe in me, I'm going to show you how great I am. Like Muhammad Ali said, I'm going to show you how great I am. And that was the time when I was just started. And that's when I became sort of a selfish person. Selfish, not in the point where like, I'm not giving you none of my cookies or nothing like that. Sorry, I said cookies because I love cookies. All right. But
Cookie Monster, Claude the Cookie Monster.
I am, dude. I love cookies. But not to be so, I'm talking about selfish in my life. You know what I'm saying? I always tell athletes too, and my daughters too. I tell them, you can be selfish for a time in your life, dude, because you got to get to where you want to get to. You know, you have to get to the point where you need to get to where you're comfortable and you're happy, and then you can give yourself to everybody else. You know, and so what made me be more self-sufficient and more uh, uh, mentally tougher was that self-awareness of like, I got to do it on my own then. I got to believe in myself. You know what I mean? My older brother, Ken Farrell, man, he was always there for me, man. This dude always believed in me. I know you ain't supposed to have favorites and all this other stuff, man, but I think that's nonsense. My older brother was my brother, man, because he believed in me. He loved me. My younger brother, Demetrius Hollums, or Snoop, he looked up to me. I could tell he's looking up to me. You know what I mean? From the poems I used to write, he used to read them, he used to love them. From the drawings I used to draw, you know what I mean? And so it was that type of thing where I was like, okay, my brother, my older brother used to come to me to ask for dress to give him ideas about how to dress. So I'm like, oh, dude, I am needed. You know what I mean? So I think those small things and those small details, they accumulated to the whole, which is me being and striving to be the best person I could be, not just for myself. Eventually, I figured this out, but for everybody else that was around me. You know what I mean? I was giving love because of the love they gave me. I'm not giving that love to somebody else, so to speak.
Let me just say this, brother. You know, I can appreciate you wearing your heart on your sleeve, and clearly, throughout this conversation, we touched on some heartfelt things, and I appreciate you being transparent and sharing. That means that anyone who's listening can benefit. So, how do you translate that to these young people that you're working with when it comes down to helping your athletes with their mental toughness? You know.
Oh man, I'm a I'm now you have to remember, like when I think of mental toughness, now I wrote some things down because I know we was gonna talk about mental toughness, man. I want to say this quote real quick from Naomi Osaka, tennis player.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a quote for her. I got a quote. She said, "You do more and impact more people if you give back." Now that's deep. That's cool. This kick on the deep part though, y'all. You sort of share the love that you were given. That I love that. Let me read that one more time. You do more and impact more people if you give back. You sort of share the love that you were given. Now, how I interpret that, that's her right there. Beautiful young lady, beautiful mind, right? So what she's saying, from my interpretation, how I perceive it, is the gift that she was given, tennis. She's great at tennis. You know, I know she trained and all this other stuff, and people were involved with that, and that's the love that they gave. But somebody gave her a God-given talent, which was to be able to play tennis. My God-given talent was to run track, right? I love it. The love I got from that God gave me or the universe gave me that talent. Now I'm giving it back to somebody else, man. I'm showing them love. You know what I mean? So in me sharing that love to them and that passion that I have for it, because I'm very passionate about track, man. I think the kids feel this. I'm rough, dude. I don't play favorites. I don't I don't do favoritism. I don't care if you're 3-time All-American. I don't care. You're going to listen or you're going to leave. You know what I mean?
Listen or you go leave.
Yes. Either you want to be part of the culture or you're going to be out of there. Nick Saban says something about like, I want people who want to be on the bus to stay on the bus. If you don't want to be on the bus, get off the bus. You know what I mean? I don't need clowns. I don't care if you run 10-1 and you're 12 years old. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have somebody who works hard, who gives me effort. Dude, these people see that I believe in them. You see what I'm saying? I think that's the one thing that I do as a coach. I feel, and because people have told me this, and it's a self-awareness too. You know what I mean? I'm not being cocky or anything like that. I'm just confident, dude. Dude, I know that I'm rough with them. I don't play favorites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Coach Marshall saying, my guy right there, old school.
Yeah, I don't play favorites. I don't care about none of that, dude. I want you to come out there and be a better person. I have a saying, shift gears. I'm not talking about shifting gears. Yeah, it is. I guess per se, I am talking about like running track and you shift gears to go faster. But I'm talking about shift gears here. It's a mindset. You got to bring a mindset to training.
Coach, stop for a second. I remember being on the track with you, and the kid wasn't acting right. It's all coming back to me right now. We were over there, and I think your numbers were down. It was one of those, our kids be counting like, oh, you don't got enough people. You need me. But you was like, because I don't need you. If I remember this correct, you like,
yeah.
So talk about, and I heard Tom Izzo say this about 2 years ago. He said, y'all not going to hold me hostage. And the kids would try to hold you hostage. Talk about being able to deal with that. And I got to bring in another word when you got the parent involvement. Because I remember specifically now, there was an issue with the parent, some pushback with a parent. The kid ended up being, I don't want to tell the whole story, but just to remind you, the kid ended up being a kid with a great amount of potential, but the way you had to really work hard, but you were not suffering no fools when it came to that. Do you remember that scenario?
Yes, sir. I want to touch on parents, man. I don't let parents come to my practices.
That's right. You told me that.
If parents don't come to my practice, and if they are there, you stay behind the gate. Don't baby them these kids. I don't want nobody coming. Oh, come here, baby. What is it? Dude, I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? If you for an hour or 2 hours.
Coach Hogan, why not? Why can't the parents come and be there and support? I mean, what you don't want them to see how you coach? What's going on?
Yeah, distraction, dude. They're nothing but distraction. They can get up out of there. All right. The reason why the kids might be mentally weak is because of them. I don't got time. I don't need.
Marshall saying yes, sir. He's saying never.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need. If some you gotta know some parents bring them to me so I can discipline them, so I can get them in that kind of like, okay, you gotta start listening, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And you said it, distraction.
And that, yeah, they're just a distraction, dude. You're a distraction.
So let's stay with that.
I'm getting excited here.
To navigate situations from the superintendent to the principal to the corporate, you know how to communicate with any and everybody. Where are we at now as a society when you have that influential parent pushback to where now you got the AD or you got whoever, some other third party saying, Claude, can you kind of work with me or whatever? Hey, I see your answer coming in your eyes already.
And I won't work for them then. That's you got to remember, Lindsay, that man. That's why I don't coach for high school level or the middle school no more, because there's too much red tape. I'm trying to build a culture of shifting gears on how people think. I don't need, oh, he did what? He did that at your practice? He called you that? Oh, dang. Okay, but he can still come tomorrow. What? So what does that show to other kids? They can be disrespectful to me, and then they can just come back. Dude, I don't got time for that, and I don't want to have time for that. It's just drama. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Let me put my battery in this phone or in this.
Yes,
put my phone.
Got you. Right here with Coach Dr. Claude Hogan, doing a great job sharing with us here on the SPS Edge. Coach, stay with us for a second. We're going to do a real quick commercial break. Pay some of these bills, but just stay with us for a second. Want to start acknowledging the Horatio Williams Foundation, my guy, Horatio Williams. He got his golf outing coming up on the 22nd of July, and I'll post some more information about that. Also, we got Dick's Sporting Good doing a great job supporting us in Gilead Sciences as well, but also showing love to basketball. We got the basketball tournament coming up with some breaking news.
Breaking news, Team Michigan Basketball is presenting a series of basketball tournaments at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. Get your teams registered today. The first tournament in this series is coming this Halloween weekend. Visit boosketball.com or teammichiganbasketball.com for more information.
Okay, folks, we're going to be coming back. Got Dr. Claude Hogan holding us down right here on the SPS Edge Winning Wednesdays. Again, we want to say shout out to our sponsors, Gilead Sciences, as well as all our other great sponsors. And here we go with Dr. Hogan back at it again. Your energy and your passion cannot be denied, man. Talk about where you're headed with that. Where do you see the future of track and field right now, especially as it relates to a lot of the mental health issues that are coming to bear, along with the need for more mental toughness? I know that was a whole lot, but I was just kind of steer us with that a little bit too.
Track and field as a whole, I think that it's funny because what's his name? What's the football player that ran the race just recently? I forgot his name, but I think that brought a lot of publicity to track and field as a whole. Like,
oh yeah, my man, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf ran, and yeah, I think it brought a lot of publicity. And I also think that Richardson, the young lady Richardson, and Price from Jamaica, they're gonna bring, because of how fast they're running now. You know, I think that year off kind of gave these people some nice rest time too. I love that. That's a good point. I think that was huge, and it might have helped actually the Olympics and how fast these folks are running now. But I think track and field, I think at first, now before last year, I would have been like, well, track and field is kind of like dying out a little bit, man, because not many coaches are, because you get those football coaches who don't let kids run. I can't say they don't let them. It's just that football is like all year round now. Basketball is all year round now, 7-on-7, all this other stuff. Now people they're not getting the chance to play a second sport, you know. And you gotta remember, man, Cruz looked for that. You know, when I was at Ohio State and helping them out, man, you gotta remember we looked for people that play second sports, two sports, or dual multi-sport athletes, man, dual sport athletes, man. We loved them. You know what I mean? Taking a break from your sport, dude, there's nothing like it. You'll come back refreshed and way better and a lot more energy, you know what I mean, for that for track, you know.
Right.
But I think track is heading in a great direction though now. People understand that now that we need speed. These team sport coaches they don't have time to coach speed. You know what I mean? They don't have time no time at all, you know. So if those kids at the amateur level, which is high school and below, if they want to get better, and collegiate too, if they want to get better, you better come get some speed training. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll help with everything: balance, stability, strength, explosiveness, quickness, whatever you want. Speed does it. I mean, it's just a natural thing we do.
And you make it happen. Unleash Speed. How can people connect with you on that level if they want to get their young person involved?
You can reach me on Facebook, Claude Hogan II, or you can go to our Unleash Speed Facebook page. It's called Unleash Speed Track Club. It says TC, but it stands for Track Club. Or training club, you know. But
all right. Let's give them a little teaser. Here's some a visual of some things being highlighted with this young person right here. You're highlighting, you know, what are you highlighting actually?
I'm highlighting his shin. It's green. It's circled green because I sent this actually to the athlete. Looks like it's Havon, actually, Havon Shepherd from East Lansing. But looks like it's looks like it's his first step. We're looking at his shin angle. We're making sure that shin angle is pointing in the right direction. Make sure that's not, because he's just started. He just like got out, you know what I mean, or driving out. So we're looking at his shin angle, make sure his shin is good, and we're also looking at how his foot is placed. Is he laying on the ball of his foot, or is he? It's a little blurry, but or is he landing flat-footed, or is he laying on his tippy toes? You know, we prefer, or you get it to optimize your athleticism or your force that you put placing down on the ground. We want you to land on the ball of your foot. All right. You can actually, if you jump rope, it's pretty much that's what it feels like. Jumping rope, you land on the ball of your feet. But yeah, his shin angles, we have to make sure that his shin angle is pointing in the right direction where he wants to run. And as he progresses down the track and he comes to his once he completes his drive phase, he'll come up to his acceleration phase, and he'll actually his shins will be up and down, which is ideal. Is optimized. What's going to optimize his running too, his propulsion forward.
That's great. I got another one real quick. And let me guess, you're talking about that left leg. The knee needs to point straight down.
Yeah. Now he knows how he read there's a red square on the top. His whole upper body is leaning forward. He's should be leaning, should be a little bit taller. His foot is flat. That's why it's circled. I will give him. He did a decent job with that pull through leg right there. That's yellow because it is up and down. But you see how you also see. Well, I just noticed it now. See how his knee is bent a lot.
You gonna call him back like, hey man, I noticed something in the video from.
I mean, because it's so much bend in that knee, there's a little bit of there's some strength issue that was going on there that we need to improve his hip flexors, his hip muscles, his knee flexion, and his ankle strength, and then it'll actually straighten out a little bit to get more stability. You know what I mean? So it won't be it'll be stiffer. You know, so you have more stiffer knee or stiffer ankle, and then his knee won't be so bent so much, so he won't caved in. It's wasting time as you running. If you bend in your knee like that too much, you're wasting time because your foot. That's why his foot is flat. See how his foot is flat? If he was up on his ball,
you got Jody Clemens. Shout out to Jody saying, my dog Claude, one of the most detailed coaches that I know. Salute, my brother.
Hey, man. Hey, let me add to that, man. Hey, Jody, love you, man. Jody Clemens, man, this dude does so much for Sex and Big Reds, man. He got them a sled, man. He put up man, I gotta give it up for him, man.
Shout out to Jody.
He does a lot.
Shout out to Jody and what he does.
Yeah, man. Shout out for Jody. Dude, it's man, I love that some of our alumni come back and they help at Sexton, man. Some of those big guys that are big time now, even Valentine, they fixed a parking lot for us.
Really?
Yeah, Valentine, he fixed the parking lot for us. He got the parking lot done for us. Forbes came down and did a couple of camps with us.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's beautiful, man. I forgot what I was gonna say earlier, but it's all right.
That's okay.
Oh, detail. That's what I was gonna say. I talk about detail. You guys have to understand. I mentioned it earlier, man. I always use this metaphor. If you take a small nut off a bicycle, what eventually happens to that bike? It'll fall apart. All right. So if we start forgetting detail, all right, I tell our athletes this all the time. If we start forgetting the details of things are gonna start falling apart. All right. We forget the small things. Small things make big things happen. All right. So that's one thing I always tell the athletes, students.
Wow. Outstanding thing. There's another young man. We talked about him earlier. Tell me about this young man and what his trajectory has been like, and just giving an example of some of the young people you're working with.
That's my boy. That's Walker, baby. His name is Evan Walker. He goes to Waverly. He's a freshman there. This dude is he's been with me for about since fifth or fourth grade. So he's been maybe.
He got that hardware around his neck. He got that hardware.
Oh yeah, he this dude performs, man. You know what? The beautiful thing about Walker, man, is the consistency. Not just in his performance, but when he's come to practice. He's always practicing. He's coming to hard. I'm like, you guys, you have to understand. His dad passed away a couple of years ago, last year. All right, and this dude continued to come. He took a couple of weeks off, but he still continued to come to practice. Continued to work hard. And I don't know if he used that as more fuel to his fire. But it don't matter. I didn't see any dip in anything. You know what I mean? Walker is a great athlete, man. He's ninth grade, about 5'9", 5'8", somewhere around there. Still getting taller. This dude works extremely hard, and there's nothing. I don't know what else to say about him. He's very consistent. And consistency, and I tell him and all my students, consistency makes legends. Okay, all right. Consistency is what makes legends. Look at Michael Jordan. Dude's very consistent at what he did. So this dude's a legend, right? Look at some Usain Bolt. This dude was just a legend. He's just consistently boom, boom, doing what he had to do. Then just look at other people. There's some other folks who say it's just regular athlete. You scored 26 points one game. Ooh, man, he's good. He's good. Yeah, he is good. Now let's see what he do in the next couple of games. Okay, now he's just scored 6 points. Okay, now he only scored 12 points. Okay, now he's mad and on the bench and getting angry. Okay, this dude's just great. He's just good. All right. Consistency makes legends. If you consistently do everything that you need to do, dude, your life will be perfectly fine. I just want
to ask, how do you keep pushing? We know that, but for the young people who are so overly distracted with, this and all that, how do you sell them on being consistent, knowing what the outcome is, but how do you sell them on that?
Oh man, expectations. Expectation. When you come to the line to do a drill, you better come committed. You see what I'm saying? I tell them too, like, listen, it's cool that you everybody go through stuff outside of track and sports and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's normal. It's gonna happen. But let me tell you. But I tell the athletes and students, use this track. Take it out on the track. Then you're here, so take it. If you stress about that stuff, take it out here. I ran angry when I was running. You know what I mean? I had a lot of kind of issues that I had as chips on my shoulder when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? People not believing in me. I'm too short. I'm only 5'5", 5'6", you know, but people not believing in me. People think I'm too short. I'm not good. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good. You know what I'm saying? These things people think or assume, you know, so my idea was like, okay, I got to prove them wrong. So that's that same mentality that I got, that I felt. I'm trying to give it to them. Like, listen, why you're here? Why waste your time? Why not just get better? You know what I mean? And once it's built, and once I have Walker and Havon and Tink and all these 6 staple L and all these honors used to be run for us, and all these folks, these people are like the staple. They're the foundation. They're the one that understands the culture. Then somebody new comes along, they see it. Now they have to assimilate to it or get out or leave. I've kicked people out. You're not good, dude. You know what? You're not transitioning well. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's
you
the
hit with the
reality.
straight face, like, hey, you gotta go.
Yeah, it's just how it is. I mean, there's great talent in Lansing, but there's lazy talent. There's spoiled talent. I call them spoiled because I had one athlete, I'm not gonna say his name. I told him his coaches failed him because they spoiled him. They let him get away with too much because he was a good athlete. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you're a good athlete. You know, you don't have to worry about that. You be okay. Nah, dog. You gotta do everything everybody else do.
And
you
see,
can't
one
do that.
thing I want our listeners to know, one, from me being around you, whether it's outdoor at the track or just, a few hundred feet from you, and I hear you talk, every time you talk, there's a passion and concern. So just how you're talking now, it's not so much the words, it's how you say it to these young people. That's why it be ripping through them, man. And for our listeners, it's not to say ripping through them to hurt them, but you being so honest with them. You be like, dog, what you want me to do? Like, straight up.
I tell the athletes, like, I'm an honest coach. I'm just gonna tell you, dude. It's just how I am. If you're 7, if you're 6, hey, Brian Beverly right here. Dr. Brian Beverly's in the house.
Yep, shout out to Brian.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
He said it's an honor to watch Claude live his passion every day. Shout out to Brian. He was excited when he saw the post go up. Shout out to Dr. Beverly. That's right.
Hey, if you bring an athlete to me and they 7 years old, dude, I don't care. You're gonna do exactly what everybody else is doing. You're gonna do exactly what I tell them to do. And I'm very patient too, though. People don't understand I'm patient. You know what I mean? I'll take the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the coaches like, okay, I can get you faster in a month, then send them off as we're doing one-on-one. No, man, I'm like, okay, you get 8 sessions or 6 sessions. I give you 2 free, but you can also come when I have my track club is training. Just get that extra work in.
Wow.
That's on you if you want to come or not. I won't charge you extra. I won't do nothing extra. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to get better because I don't understand. Remember what Naomi said? Osoka said, the love I was given, I'm giving it back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the thing.
So let me ask you this, and it may not be a fair question because of the obvious, but so many of us as entrepreneurs are driven by the dollar, and you just kind of broke down how, hey, I'm gonna throw 2 free sessions in, and basically there's almost like a VIP access they can get coming to the track club. And what has made you be so driven about outcomes as opposed to bottom line with dollars in this financially driven world?
Because in the end, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Money don't matter. In the end, when it's all, dude, Lizzie, I tell people, like, dude, I'm immortal, dude. Why? Because the things I'm teaching folks is going to live on forever.
Hold on, man. I heard.
See what I'm saying?
I heard what you said. Say that again. I heard it. I heard what you said. Say that again.
I tell kids, and I tell these some folks, like, dude, I'm immortal because the things I teach them is going to live on forever. They don't teach the other kids. Then they're going to learn and teach the other kids, and so on and so on. I'm going to live forever. I don't get money when I'm dead. I tell people when my time is up, bury me at the finish line so I can see everybody get done. Bury me at the finish line of a track. Put a memorial there, please. I'm being dead serious. I'm asking Sexton, put a memorial right there at the finish line of Sexton High School so I can see everybody finish. Get done. You see what I'm saying? Because I understand this how hard it is as a little kid, but then I also understand how hard it is in life. You see what I'm saying? And I know that it's not easy. And you need somebody to believe in you. I need somebody to believe in me. I believe in every freaking kid that I train. Period. I see the good in them. I don't care how bad they might be. Oh, this kid, he doesn't have good discipline. Well, you're gonna have discipline with me. That's with you, because you don't know how to you know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing, like you lay the law first. You lay the law. Nobody is above unleashed speed, not even me. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's above what the unleashed speed represents. It's not unleashing speed, not just speed. We're unleashing the way you think. We're unleashing passion. We're unleashing your impetus. What moves you? Figure it out. Hopefully this track stuff will help you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. And it's funny because I like what you said earlier, like my tone. And it's true, man. My tone is sometimes people mistake it for like being angry or aggressive or violent or mad. You know what I mean? No, man, it's just, dude, I'm just passionate about what I believe in, and that's how I am. And that's that.
Let me tell you something, Claude. I ain't never had no problem with you up until today. I done got you on the show, and you got me kind of like, it's like you cannot, when it's raw and it's real and it breaks everything down, it's powerful and dangerous, man. You know, from a spiritual standpoint, they talk about when Paul or Saul was smitten from his horse because the power of God was so powerful, it knocked him down. So when you are out here talking about, man, at the end it don't mean nothing, or bury me at the finish line so I can watch everybody, man, talk about, I mean, who talks like that? That's coming from a place of being selfless. You know what I'm saying? And when you get into that space, that power overcomes so much, and it really is just so powerful, man. It's like I don't really have the words for it. Does that make any sense what I'm saying?
It does, man, because I'm getting a little teary here, man, because I talked earlier about being selfish throughout your life, man. And then there's a point in my life where I was like, you know what? I got to deal with me first, and then I'll deal with everybody else later. You know what I mean? I'm so happy I'm at this point because this is what I wanted to do. This is who I wanted to be. I'm not satisfied with who I am right now. There's still areas of improvement that I need to do. That's my girlfriend. You know what I mean? So there's still areas of improvement I need. You know what I mean? I don't like to call things weaknesses because the human body, the human mind, dude, you can do whatever you want. Now you can't grow. We can't make ourselves grow because I would have did that a long time ago. But you know what I'm saying? But we can do whatever we want, man. And that's the beauty of being alive, dude. People always ask. It's always an age-old question. You know, in psychology, it's an age-old question. What are we living for? Why are we alive? We're alive to give, dude. That's what we're alive for. You're alive to learn and to give it back. Give it back.
Wait. We're not allowed to get and accumulate and to have stuff and to say, look what I got, look what I'm about to get. You know, and when
that good stuff is all. It's nice to have and have to show it off. I guess you say in a way, because I like nice things. We all like nice things, but dude, that's not the bottom line, dude. The bottom line is you got to give something back, man. Dude? You got to give something back because that's love, man. We're in this together. It takes. I always use the old saying of it takes a village, dude. You know what I mean? And I tell parents that when I'm disciplining their kids, like, dude, if you do something stupid in school, if you get bad grades, let me know, and then they're gonna be held accountable. That's another word for y'all, accountable when they get to practice.
You want to be a clown?
You gotta be a clown. You know what I mean? Clowns do clown stuff. You know what I mean? So let's be a clown. Let's do some nonsense. So that's what we do.
You know, when you talk about that thing of giving back, and it's powerful because, like you said, we can have our checklist of the things we want, the nice things and whatnot. But the real wealth is when you're in a position, especially when it's something you created, whether it's an SPS or Unleashed Speed, where you can sit there and be giving like this. I mean, when you're in that Zen moment, there's nothing more powerful than that. And I also want to tell people, like, you know, I'm not saying forsake everything and just live with a burlap sack on.
Right.
If you can kind of fall back a little bit, especially with these young people, because as adults, we got so much just by living to this point, and just by default, these young people are so much in need. So for those of us, the Brian Beverleys, the Jodys, the Kevin Marshalls, and whatnot, who are in the space with these young people, we got an opportunity to be so wealthy because we got so much we can give, and when them kids give back, so be it, you know?
Man, you know, growing up, you always have that, like, one person you always remember, you know what I mean? the person you like. That's not my goal. You know what I'm saying? But I always remember this. His name is Johnny Smith, man. He used to go to my church and stuff like that, man. He came to track like, man, you just different. You different. He different. He always he believed in me. This dude that was some stranger came to a track and who believed in me. You know what I mean? I kind of forgot about it as the years went on. You know what I mean? But I probably didn't think about it at a young age, but as I got older, I started thinking like, damn, you know what? This dude was kind of influential too to me. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm always thinking about who impacted me and why did they impact me, and then what am I gonna do? Can I do the same to somebody else? Can I give somebody the belief that they need? And that's I think that's what drives me. I think giving these kids someone who believes in them
that they need. Can I give someone the belief that they need?
Yes, dude. Because I feel like I'm not saying people didn't believe me because I don't know. It was just something I assumed, I guess, in my head when I was younger. I had a chip on my shoulder, dude. Ask some people, man. They know I was always angry sometimes. You know what I mean? When I was younger, but I think, and it wasn't like if you ask people like, dude, you were good in sports. You did it. I was like, yeah, I get it, but it wasn't sports that I wanted to. I think I did sports to get attention, a type thing. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's fair.
I loved running, of course. And I did it for me. It wasn't to remember something I did to somebody, like showboated on them or something like that. You know what I mean? I was having fun. When I played football, I talked junk. You know what I'm saying? That made me play better. You know what I'm saying? Right. You take that away from somebody, well, you take away the love. You take away the love, well, you take away passion. You take away passion, well, now I'm sad in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Now people are like, dang, what happened to him? You know?
Let me go back to something you said with the time that we have, man. And I think anyone who's going to watch this is going to benefit from start to finish. Have you experienced having that X-ray vision? Well, like Johnny Smith, if you said his name was, that you were able to see someone and say, dude, you're different.
Dude, man, listen, everybody. Anybody that's brave enough to come train with me, every single athlete, dude, I want you to get better. If they're just a clown, you just be a clown then. You're not ready yet then. You see what I'm saying? I didn't quit on you. I just, like, you know what? You're not ready. You're not mature enough yet. I see the beauty in everybody, dude. I see the beauty in the worst athlete can come to you. I'm like, dude, I'm about to make you sweet. I'm about to make you better. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing, dude. I don't need the best athlete. I'll make you sweet. Just if you're here to join, if you're here to learn, and that's what you're gonna get. Not just that from the athletic standpoint, the physical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? The mental part is what I care about, dude. It's the mental part to get these more that think differently, different perspectives on things. You see what I'm saying? When you're, for example, the 400. When you run the 400, you're like, okay, you got the 400 today. Most kids are like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's a crazy event.
They trip out on the 400.
Yeah, they trip out about. But if you break it down, remember we talked about detail in small parts. If you take it and you break it down, man, okay, I need you to run the 200 okay, get out 50 meters. I need you at, I don't know, 6-7 seconds. Boom. At the 200 mark, I need you at, I don't know, 28, 26, 25 seconds, whatever it might be, whatever goal they try to make for the complete 400. Then after the 300, you're on your own. Like, honestly, if any coach said, I can still train this dude after 301 meters, not really, because yeah, you can condition them and get them endurance and all the strength training and all this other stuff. Yes, you can, but the 400 is always going to be hard at the 300 meters. It's always going to be tough. I mean, your energy levels are going down. Lactic acid is building up. Dude, it doesn't matter. It's just chemical. It's natural. It's science, dude. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, break it down in smaller parts. You make it easier for the kids. Dude, you only running 200 meters. You got another 100 meters, 300 meters. Now you got 100 meters. Now all you got to do is be mentally strong. Stay within yourself. I tell kids, stay within yourself. Stay relaxed and run.
Let me give you another point you can use to reinforce this when you're out here. And I agree with Coach Kevin Marshall when he says we're learning a lot tonight. Navy SEALs, Special Forces, what they found is that they were having an extremely high rate of people washing out of their training, Claude. I mean, talking about 60, 70, 80% washout. And they said, what's going on? We know we got a tough program, but we're not here to fail people. They took a simple approach that you spoke of, making it very small. And so what guys would say is, if I can just make it to lunch, I'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And if I could just make it to dinner after that. Yep. So saying I got 6 weeks of training, dude, if I could just make it to lunch. And by doing that, they increase that number by 25%. it was so significant.
Self-talk.
Yeah.
That's a mental.
Yeah.
That's mental toughness.
Yes.
Self-talk.
Yes.
Visualization. Dude, these are like imagery or visualization, arousal control, and being able to control your emotions no matter where you at, no matter what. Like quarterbacks the perfect example is quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Under pressure, like, okay, you got 3 seconds, you got to make this play. But he cool as a cucumber out there, dude.
You know, to that point, Brian is saying those gorillas jump on your back on that back stretch. Talking about that. But to your point again, because I think people can benefit. I had a young man who was a quarterback I was working with. He was a freshman, and he was having a lot of trouble, Claude, when he got up on the line. That pressure was hitting him.
Mm-hmm.
He had a simple. I said, guess what? The play don't start till you snap it.
Yep.
Oh, he said, whoa. So it was almost like he was just bypassing the call and snapping the ball and letting everything happen, as opposed to saying, wait a minute, I start
slowing it down.
I'm in control. But to your point, detail is so important. Let me ask you this other question before we let our time expire. What did Brother Beverly say? All about the mental desire to push through to the finish. You're absolutely right. Okay, now we talked about a lot of great things, and to a degree, it's almost like church on Sunday. It sounds good, hallelujah. But what happens when the door is open? We got to walk out there. When you talk about these young people that come and you see the beauty in them, talk about when sometimes they snap back, or when Johnny ain't really just coming on board just like that. It's a hard way to go because he's been hurt. Or he is a young Dr. Claude Hogan with some of the things, how do you persevere through that? And I guess that's what we can try to bring the night to a close for this part 1 discussion with Dr. Claude Hogan. We know we got to have you back, but how do you deal with those challenges within that make it so good at the end?
Those kids who are like, I can't say I had anybody do that really, like bite back at me, but I can say that I always kind of remind them, like, oh, like, really? That's what we're doing?
That's that look. That's that look.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, that's what we're doing? So we don't want to get better. We just want to be moody, right? Like, how about we but I think always like to have people take a step back. Like, go in the stands. Go sit in the stands for a minute, man. Go think about your life real quick. All right? What do you really want to do?
I saw you do that too. I remember you did that one time too. You told me, man, go on over there.
Yeah, go there, have to take a break, dude.
You don't banish them completely. You just say, no, let's get you to focus on what you need to do.
Yep.
And I'm not accepting what you're bringing over here right now.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I don't know what's going on in their life. You see what I'm saying? They could have something going on. I'm like, you know what, man?
Hey, man, you say, go work that out.
Yeah, go work that out in your own brain or whatever, and do what you need to do. Work that out. Got some self-control, right? And then come back, and you know what? 100% of the time, man, kids come back and they always apply. Just Monday, I had that. I was training. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Section AD for letting me train Section finally. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to train Section's whole football team this year, man.
Really?
That's one of the things I always wanted to do. It's like 20 of them coming out, man. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I did that, but I bring that up because there's a kid on the Section team who did that. I was like, all right, dude, jog on over here. This dude said, he kept walking. I was like, oh, all right, then you go ahead and put your some choice words. You go ahead and sit in the stands right there. And that's where you're gonna stay at. All right, you can watch today then. But he went to the stands and he sat there. After he did say, oh, I'm still gonna train. I'm like, oh no, you ain't gonna train here. You're gonna go on those stairs and sit in those stands. So he went in there and sat, but later on he came and apologized. And that's the thing, man. These kids understand that when somebody care about them. You know what I mean?
And I figured it out with you. I done finally figured it out. There are no errors about you. You are completely transparent. Ain't no trying to see where you stand, because from the jump, when you go, oh, for real?
Yeah, don't care.
Like, oh, he's serious. And I think that right there, but that takes a lot of vulnerability on your part because you ain't trying to front. There's nothing here that you're shooting.
Yep. I don't like fake people, so I don't be fake. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm really big on truth and honesty and accountability. If I do something, I'm going to be held accountable for it. I don't care what it is. I did it. Yep, that's on me. Boom. That's how I am, dude.
And I think it's important when you say that in front of kids, man, you give them so much in currency when you show that as an adult, hey, I made a mistake. What? You admitted that. And it's not that you're doing it to win them over, but you win so much when you do that.
Yep.
You say, man.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I do talk to my student athletes about, like I talk to my daughters, man. I talk to them about 3 things in life. If you understand these things, you manage these 3 things, your life will be so much easier. I call it PAC, P-A-C, patience, acceptance, and choices. All right. You understand your patience. You got to be patient with some things. You have to accept things for what they are. You got to make great choices, and whatever choice you make, you have to accept the outcome of it. Right? Then you have to be patient with you learning from it and growing from it. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are 3 things I know that has worked for me at least.
Passions, action, and choices.
Patience, acceptance, and choices. There's no really order to them. It's just that's PAC is what I spelled. So I could spell cap if I wanted to, but you know, choices, acceptance, and then patience.
You're saying
that might be better actually.
With those 3, you can't go wrong. You got Kevin Marshall shouting you already talking about PAC. Yep.
Yeah, PAC or cap might be better just because choices. You got to make a choice first, right? In your life, no matter what's going on, patience, acceptance, and choices, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works, man. So somebody asks you a question, you gotta make a choice. All throughout your whole day, you make your choices. You got 50,000 thoughts going through your brain every day. You know what I mean? On average. You know,
listen, man. I know we're talking about track, but I can say we hit a home run tonight, slam dunk. I don't know what other terms, triple. What was it? Trifecta, whatever it may be.
Trifecta.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, but I'm so appreciative in what you have done for me. When you talk about giving, you have kind of reinstilled in something for me from my journey to know that it's not necessarily about these material things that we've been taking score with, but how much are you into what you said you wanted to do? Because, brother, me sitting down across from you with this platform and sharing this, my brother Kevin Marshall, B. Beverly, Jody, all these folks chiming in, real hitters out here chiming in. I know other people see it. I'm saying, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to because somebody's going to benefit from this.
Exactly.
Helped remind me and shine a light on that, and I'm very appreciative. However, I'm going to think twice before I get on a public platform with you because I don't need to be up here talking about, man, and I don't know, because I was going to have to do one of these to kind of get out the camera shot. But bless you for that. We out here. But you know what? If it's happening to us, what is it doing for somebody who's listening?
Exactly.
We giving them what they need. You know?
Exactly.
We kind of go. So any final words before we let you go, brother?
I don't know. Nothing really. I just got just shift gears and run until you fly. You know what I mean? That's what I tell the athletes. It's one of my mottos, shift gears and run until you fly. Keep thinking, and keep trying to be successful and keep pushing, follow your passion, love yourself, man, love others, love yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Be selfish with yourself and then give that love away, man. Shift gears and run until you fly, baby. You got to. You know what I'm saying? Run until you fly. Run until you fly means that you're the way you think now is a different perspective, man. It's something you're a brand new person. You're a stranger to your old self. You see what I'm saying? Always be a stranger to your old self. Don't be comfortable. Don't be complacent. Always push yourself to be better. Who are we to think I'm better than somebody else? I'm no different than the person what if there was no janitors in the building when I was working for the government? The place would be a mess. I love everybody, dude. You have to, man. I'm no better than no one else. As a director, I was no better than no one else, man. And that's the point, man. We have to understand that no one plays a small part in this world. Period.
Everybody plays a role, and you look at it, you get your blessings. Well, Kevin Marshall said you got to use these tips.
Go ahead, man. Please.
Take your notes.
You see what I'm saying? I'm immortal, baby. I'm gonna live forever.
You'll live forever. Hey, we're here with.
Bury me at the track, man. Bury me at the finish line.
Bury me at the finish line so you can see his people, man. You've impacted so many lives today, along with your everyday. If people want to get connected with Dr. Claude Hogan, Coach Claude Hogan, you can get with him on Facebook. Yes. Unleash Speed. Definitely check him out. We don't question what his fees are. You pay the man what he asked for. He'll give you a whole lot with that, and he ain't even doing it for just that. But you want to respect Pruitt, shouting you out, saying, "My man." Shout out to Joseph Pruitt.
What up, Joe?
Yep. But he's out here with these young people, supporting them too. Go ahead. You have one more thing you had to say?
Yeah, I want to say something to Joe. Joe, don't forget, man, what you said, man. You're gonna get us together and have us talk about the old times. You know what I'm saying, Joe?
All right, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, he put you on front right here with everybody.
Yeah,
So
Jay.
make sure that happens.
Yeah, I told you, Joe. Told you, Joe. Ain't no playing no games.
That's it. Hey, we're gonna shift gears and run until we fly. Thank you,
That's
bro.
right, baby.
Appreciate our friendship. I want to keep supporting you with what's going on. I'm here for you, and thank you for blessing so many people with your words. This is Lindsey Ellison with the SPS Edge, Winning Wednesdays. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, and by the way, Joseph said, I got you. He said, I got you. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Oh, H.